Somehow this has quickly turned into a weather report on GMFB Overtime. The mood in Dallas is gloomy amongst Cowboys fans, but just over 1,000 miles north in Green Bay, Wisconsin, fans are giddy, and it's not because we're about to hit the perfect summer holiday and Labor Day. It's because from a cheesehead perspective, Micah Parsons is in town, all right? We're going to welcome in NBC 26 from Green Bay, Kelly Hallinan, an old friend of our show. What's up, Kelly?
What's up, Kelly?
Hello, how are you guys?
We're great, but I don't know if we're any better than Packers fans are this morning. Kelly, take us into the last 24 hours. What's it been like in your neighborhood?
Oh my gosh, Jamie, it is absolute shock and just pure excitement. Everybody has been talking about this trade, obviously, the last couple of days, and Packers fans especially. They've been on social media just expressing how much they wanted Micah Parsons in Green Bay, but I don't think anyone actually thought this would happen. I was listening to you guys yesterday, and I was cracking up at Kyle saying, there's no way Mike is actually at the airport. He was just stirring the pot. You know, that was just a fake out, and that was the mood here too. Hopeful, but realistically, no way Parsons is coming to Green Bay. And then obviously the news broke. It was absolute chaos here, but I actually went to a high school football game when things settled down, and I covered that. And just the energy from the fans and the parents and the students, they were all talking about the trade. I heard one group of students saying, we're going to the Super Bowl this year. I can't believe it. We're going to the Super Bowl. And hearing that conversation in August before week one, just the vibes are very high, to say the least.
Oh, Kelly, I can imagine the kind of excitement that's over there. And I think somebody that's really excited is the Packers GM, Brian Gutekunst. He was asked about trading for Micah Wednesday. He wouldn't name him, but said if an opportunity makes sense, they'll do it. Was the feeling around the building that this deal was going to happen?
Yeah, he said if there's a player of that caliber, they're obviously always going to take a long look at it. But he also said he's a huge believer that you're never one player away. So we thought, all right, maybe nothing will come of this. But he did have another line this offseason. It really stuck with me and a lot of other people. He said, we need to ramp up our sense of urgency, and it's time we start competing for championships. And between picking Matthew Golden, a receiver in the first round, and now this record-breaking deal making Parsons the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. I mean, we've seen Gutekunst in the mix with some of these blockbuster trades in 2018 with Khalil Mack, but for him to land this one, I think he's really proving that statement that it's time to compete for championships and live up to the nickname Title Town here.
Kelly, I need you to riddle me this and see if you can fathom how a four-time Pro Bowler, all-pro guy in Micah Parsons fits into a defense that was already second in the league in sacks.
Yeah, I think he's going to fit in just fine. Gutekunst said at times the pass rush was dominant, but he wants them to be dominant more consistently. Obviously, you lose a veteran presence in the locker room and on the field in Kenny Clark, but you have one all-pro edge rusher in Parsons joining another elite edge rusher in Rashawn Gary. Then you throw Lucas Van Ness in the mix. He's looking to have a breakout year in his third season. And then Edgerrin Cooper, I am so excited to see those two and how they complement each other. I think they're going to be a dangerous duo. But, I mean, we mentioned earlier with Jamie, there's a lot of really happy fans in Green Bay. I don't think there's anyone quite as happy as second-year defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. Parsons brings that versatility, and Hafley's going to be able to throw a lot of different looks at opposing quarterbacks. So I'm so excited to see what Hafley can do with this defense and how they step up in year two.
All right, Kel, I know you guys acquired Micah Parsons, but you guys gave up Kenny Clark, somebody who's a three-time Pro Bowler. Help me understand what sentiments are going on around the building as to why they felt like they can move on beyond him.
Yeah, I mean, Kenny Clark was a fan favorite here. He's obviously been through so much with this team, but I mean, he's a little older, not that much older than Micah Parsons, but a little bit older. And I think that with a guy like Parsons and being in the prime of his career, that these Packer fans, and I'm sure the front office felt that you cannot put a price on this. Okay, 2 late first-round picks, Kenny Clark, like you cannot overpay for a player like Micah Parsons. So obviously they're losing Kenny Clark. They're losing, I mean, in this offseason, they talked about how the defensive line was actually all meeting up at Kenny Clark's house and watching film. And we were so excited. Wow, like what D-line meets up and orders pizza and watches film together. And so you're definitely losing that presence in the locker room and his experience on the field. But I think you just can't overpay for a guy like Parsons. So Packers fans are going to be sad to see Kenny Clark go, but they're definitely excited for what's to come.
So, Kelly, Kyle Brandt on our show talked about this impact not only on the fans and the defense, but specifically the expectations now on Jordan Love. How does that kind of play out for the Packers as to like, hey, now we got to win now if you're looking at Jordan Love in that offense?
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Love, I mentioned this actually the last time I was on this show, but Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl year 3 as a starter. Jordan Love's entering year 3 as a starter. I saw something on social media that Brett Favre won at 27 when he got Reggie White, and Aaron Rodgers won at 27, and Jordan Love is 27. So, I mean, Packers fans are doing anything to try and make the stars align. But I think right now there is that sense of urgency that, okay, you have all the tools you need. You have, a first-round pick wide receiver in Matthew Golden, who's had a standout training camp. And now you have Micah Parsons. Now you have a guy who can play multiple positions, really flexible, really versatile on defense. So I think they're trying to give Jordan Love all of the weapons he needs to make him successful. Obviously, right now, he's dealing with a little bit of that left thumb injury. He had a procedure, but he's back at practice. He was in pads yesterday. So I think Jordan Love's probably very excited. I know he and Micah Parsons have the same agent. They hung out this summer in Dubai. So I'm sure Love is very excited.
Well, Kelly, obviously there's a big difference between Dallas and Green Bay. Do you have any pointers that you can give to Micah as how he can fit into Packer Nation in that area?
Yeah, first of all, Micah has done a great job already confirming his own trade on social media, saying, Pat, go with a cheese emoji. I mean, that was a great start. That is how you get Packers fans hyped up and ready to go. But Green Bay is such a unique place. I know you guys saw it, Jamie, at the NFL draft. Lambeau's in the middle of a neighborhood. Like, it's such a hometown feel. So many guys come here and they say, oh, this reminds me of my college town. And so I just feel like enjoying the traditions, embracing the community. I mean, fans are going to see you out and about and just act like they know you. Hey, Micah, like in the grocery store. Like, that's just what Green Bay is. They're passionate and they love their football players. So I think just embracing that. But if I were to give him advice, Micah, I know you went to Penn State. You know cold weather, but invest in a good jacket. Those Dallas winters have nothing on Green Bay. They call it the frozen tundra for a reason. So my biggest pointer would be just get a good jacket, a warm jacket.
It's a good one, Kelly. Listen, those who, may have been fans of Big Ten football and now NFC North football, it actually isn't that far of a cry from Happy Valley to Lambeau. So it's in terms of football vibes, like those are two original true football environments. Lastly, for you, Kelly, we talked about this on Good Morning Football earlier today. The number 11, right now, it is taken on by Jayden Reed. Have transactions like this gone down amongst teammates before? Because that is branded from Penn State to the Cowboys. That thing is Micah Parsons up and down. Do you have a plan to ask Jayden Reed about this?
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to have to talk to Jayden Reed about this, but I can't. I mean, I'm thinking of Matthew Golden when he got here, just a few months ago, and I think he was 2. He came into his press conference. He had a shiny 2 diamond necklace, and we all thought, Malik Willis, like there's going to be some talks there, but instead Golden just added a 2. He became 22. So. Yeah. Parsons will drop a 1 and become number 1, or I'm not exactly sure what will go down, but we're actually going to hear from General Manager Brian Gutekunst, head coach Matt LaFleur, and Micah Parsons himself later this afternoon. So I'm sure we'll bring that up, and we'll see as the pro shop fills up with his jersey what he's going to do with that. But I'm also excited to ask him about that Week 4 matchup against the Packers.
Yes.
There's a lot of questions he's going to have to answer for us today, but we're excited to hear from him this afternoon.
Kelly, it's a great point about the pro shop. Like, you got those people over those sewing machines and they're like, hold. Oh, yeah. They already have the Parsons printed. They don't know what number to put on it. I'm sure we'll hear that information and much more from that press conference. Kelly Hallinan, you're the best. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Kelly, of course, as she mentioned, joined us on GMFB Overtime on Roku when we were in Green Bay for the NFL draft. And Micah Parsons, like she said, already ingratiating himself with the Packers fans. Go Pack Go, but also thanking for his time in Dallas.